y en este caso del tema no solo con Irán, sino incluso con Gaza.
Por eso te quiero preguntar, por Gaza, por la presión internacional con Europa, que ahora parece que sí que recrimina a Netanyahu, ¿crees que se le va a poder parar?
Es difícil porque paradójicamente tienen una cierta conexión lo que es la situación personal de Netanyahu y de Zelensky. Son dos personajes que, pasada la situación de Gaza y del conflicto con Rusia en Ucrania, sin duda son cadáveres políticos, y yo creo que, como decía hace unos segundos, Netanyahu está eternizando esa situación en Gaza porque le es funcional, está haciendo una masacre realmente tremenda y no le importa para nada la suerte de los rehenes, de los que aún quedan vivos, no le importó en ningún momento, y también propició esa situación. Por lo tanto, yo veo un poco difícil que al Estado de Israel lo puedan forzar a cambiar su actitud con lo que está llevando adelante en Gaza, en tanto y en cuanto no tomen medidas que realmente disuadan a Tel Aviv de estas políticas. Y eso no va a ser otra cosa más que realmente aplicarle sanciones, aplicarle todo el derecho internacional en el marco del Consejo de Seguridad de las Naciones Unidas, en un entendimiento entre los máximos referentes justamente del Consejo de Seguridad, digo, la administración de Trump, Rusia, China, todos en conjunto, y los europeos que por un lado dicen condenar, pero también siguen proveyendo de armas al gobierno israelí.
Pues pendientes de la tensión en Oriente Medio, de la presión internacional, de los mensajes de Europa. Muchísimas gracias, Cristian, por estar con nosotros un día más. Un placer, muchas gracias. Buena tarde.
Gracias a usted por la invitación, Sergio.
Nosotros que seguimos pendientes de la Casa Blanca, estaban viendo la señal, estamos a unos minutos de que hable Carol Leavitt ante este revés judicial, ante esta reunión con Jerome Powell. Muchas preguntas que harán en los próximos minutos, pero nosotros vamos con uno de los momentos clave de esta semana, vamos con la entrevista de Binance.
Tenemos el privilegio de poder contar aquí en Negocios Televisión con una de las principales figuras del mundo cripto. Richard Teng, CEO de Binance, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Poco más de un minuto para que vean esta entrevista a Richard Teng, el CEO de Binance, la primera entrevista en una televisión en España, en un momento crucial para las criptomonedas, con Bitcoin acercándose a su máximo histórico, en una semana además, por cierto, que está marcada por el evento de Bitcoin en Las Vegas. Ayer veían allí de Vance al vicepresidente de Estados Unidos, que decía que él ya ostenta unos cuantos Bitcoin, y sobre todo con la administración Trump, que sigue dando pasos para que Estados Unidos tenga el liderazgo precisamente de la industria cripto a nivel internacional. Está sentando bastante bien, desde luego, al mercado, con Bitcoin, como les decíamos, que está muy cerca de máximos históricos, con la familia Trump, por cierto, que también ha levantado cerca de 3.000 millones para crear su propia empresa de criptomonedas. Ahora mismo Bitcoin cotiza en $106.819. Estados Unidos, que está dando pasos, pero la industria cripto va aparte. El liderazgo mundial está teniendo lugar también por los inversores institucionales que poco a poco entran al mercado cripto. Vamos con la entrevista a Richard Teng, primera entrevista en España. Este es el hito de Negocios Televisión.
El mundo de las criptomonedas vive un momento sin precedentes, no solo por el número, es $100.000 superados. No solo por la irrupción de los ETFs hace ya un tiempo, que ahora ven un proceso de consolidación, sino sobre todo porque el inversor pone el foco alrededor de una industria cripto que está siendo un elemento fundamental en carteras, incluso como garantía, como soporte, como resguardo, como lugar donde buscar un entorno donde la volatilidad pueda estar a un lado en un año profundamente volátil. Ese oro físico encuentra ahora en el oro digital el elemento fundamental para un inversor que mira como, por ejemplo, la infraestructura alrededor del mundo cripto es otro de los elementos fundamentales. Un mundo que avanza tecnológicamente, impulsado sobre todo de la mano de las criptomonedas en el capítulo de la inversión como elemento fundamental. Hoy tenemos el placer, tenemos el privilegio de poder contar aquí en Negocios Televisión con una de las principales figuras del mundo cripto, con una de las plataformas más influyentes del sector, con el que vamos a poder explorar qué hay detrás de este gran momento para la industria. Richard Teng, CEO de Binance, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having this time with us. Richard, you have taken the role of CEO at Binance during a pivotal time at the industry. On the personal and the professional level, what does it mean to you to lead one of the most influential companies in the crypto space?
Well, thanks for that. So it has been an absolute pleasure and a privilege to be leading Binance, one of the most innovative companies in the world. As you know, crypto is fast moving, but I'm very, very blessed on that front to have a dedicated team of senior leaders supporting me, very, very committed, dedicated to support the freedom of money globally. And we have very, very good staff that we are able to recruit from all over the world to join us in this very exciting endeavor to support crypto adoption and deployment.
We have seen a very strong moment for crypto globally. It's not only the price, it's the rise in adoption, it's the growing interest. But beyond the headlines, beyond the breaking news, beyond this moment, what signals do you look at the assets, whether the market is entering a new, a more mature phase?
Oh, so if you think about it, we have gone from a very niche market to now we are seeing mainstream adoption, right? So 2024 has been a landmark year last year. Firstly, with institutional adoption, right? So crypto is an asset class where, unlike all the other asset class that's normally embraced by institutions, then come down to companies, high net worth, and then finally retail get access. But crypto was the only asset class that retail embraced it for the longest time, and the rest were not coming on board. But 2024 saw the institutions all coming through, Fidelity, Charles Schwab's, and the likes all coming through. So with the launch of ETF in the US and then subsequently around the world, and the largest asset manager, BlackRock, said all the institutions should have at least 2% of their assets allocated to this asset class. So there's one strong key driver. The other one, of course, is much greater regulatory clarity. Countries around the world are now starting to embrace it to give the needed framework and clarity to regulate crypto, and that gives a lot more certainty to end users. So the mainstreaming will start very quickly now.
And after all, the number, $100,000 Bitcoin, it was a challenge for investor. It has arrived, and Bitcoin surpassing this $100,000, and overall the market sentiment at height. What do you see as the main factors driving the latest wave of adoption of and optimism?
Well, so I'm very glad to be in Spain because yesterday we achieved an all-time high of close to 112,000 US dollars. I think, but for all the key drivers that I mentioned now, right, we are still very early in the cycle. We are close to 7 to 8% adoption. I got involved in crypto in around 2017 when adoption was less than 1%. So we have come a long way, but with greater regulatory clarity and much greater institutional adoption now. I see countries around the world using their country's reserve, sovereign wealth funds, institutions, corporate treasuries, family office, all starting to allocate into this space. So the future is extremely bright. So the key drivers are there. Just give you some data. Binance started 2024 with 170 million users. By now, we have reached 275 million users. So in less than 1.5 years, we see more than 100 million new users onboarded on our platform. So you'll see a sharp curve continuing going forward.
Maybe the story could be impossible with institutional investors, with institutional involvement that has been a key driver of growth. How has the profile of institutional investor evolved in recent years, and which digital assets are attracting more attention right now?
Well, I think that by and large, the institutional investors went from skeptics to non-believers to now believing in the space, right? So, for example, CEO of BlackRock, Larry Finn, acknowledged that he was a skeptic to say, I don't believe in this, I think you'll go away. But last year, he came out openly to say the more he understood about this space, the more he believed that it's going to be an important asset class. And that speaks volume. That's the largest asset manager around the world. But if you look at traditional financial institutions all around the world, from US to Europe, for example, in Spain, the likes of BBVA, that's also trying to embrace this space, to different parts of Asia Pacific, we're all seeing them coming through. And with institution, I mean, people will argue that crypto used to be volatile, but when it's an asset class with, let's say, 100 billion market cap or 10 billion market cap, versus now it's close to 3 to 4 trillion market cap, volatility will go down, right? Because you're going to have much more different investors with different duration, risk appetite. You have many people that hold on to the crypto instead of just trading it. So you're going to see different investors with different profile. And that mix of investor clientele is very good for the long-term growth of this sector.
Binance in all this atmosphere has played a major role in global crypto adoption. And what strategies are you currently focusing on attract new users in this especially favorable climate market?
Well, so we are the largest crypto ecosystem globally. So, and we always place our users at the center of every key decision that we make, right? From things like user safety, security, to product features. We want to create the best product features that's out there so that our users continue to grow with us. They are rewarded to be on our platform. And so we introduced many new features over the course of the last year, from things like Mega Drops to Super Earn to recently Binance Alpha that's gaining a lot of traction. So we continue to evolve and push forth the agenda on product features, but also security. You've seen exchanges that's been hacked globally, right? Last year, this year, you have seen many major episodes. We have the resources to invest greatly in the security area. We have the ability to invest greatly into compliance, right? So these are areas that we could continue to focus a lot of attention to make sure that user assets are safe. And we are the first one to set aside $1 billion to protect users in the untoward event there's a security breach. I mean, we have instituted multi-layer security features on the platform, and on the user side, we reach out to them very actively to educate them. You have to safeguard your wallets, you have to do 2FAs, etc., etc. So we continue to do that, but we have a very strong educational mandate as well. Through Binance Academy, we want to go out to teach everyone that wish to understand crypto. So a lot of people come to me and ask me, should I invest in crypto? I said, before you do that, please educate yourself. Please do a lot of research on your own, because it's your own money that you're dealing with, and start small, right? Start with things that you're comfortable with before you go big after you get comfortable.
The other name about this year could be decentralized finance continue to grow in this atmosphere and continue to grow rapidly. How do you see DeFi evolving in the coming years, and what role Binance playing in making these tools more accessible for both retail, but this important area that is institutional users?
Yes, that's an excellent question. So my view is that both centralized finance, CFI, and DeFi, both will continue to grow, right? They appeal to people slightly differently. So on the CFI side, we make sure that we go through KYC, we impose all the relevant rules and requirements. DeFi sometimes don't have those same safeguards, right? So we have thousands of customer service people around to serve customers if they have any challenges when it comes to trading on their account. DeFi, you don't have some of those features and security. But my view is both will continue to rise proportionately and continue to grow over time. What we aim to do is to come out with a platform. I mean, we are a centralized platform, but we want to combine the best of both centralized and decentralized worlds. So what we call CDFI, right? In many ways, combining the best through a centralized exchange that have the best of features, the best of security, best of compliance, allow you to also access the DeFi world in a very easy manner. So that's what we aim to do.
Thank you very much, Richard Teng, CEO of Binance, CEO de Binance. Good day, good business.
Thank you so much for having me.
Como han visto, uno de los principales actores del mundo cripto, en el que, como han visto, también ha entrado en los temas fundamentales alrededor de la industria, del futuro, de la necesidad también de la inversión alrededor de la infraestructura y, sobre todo, de la perspectiva a medio plazo del mundo cripto en un entorno y en un momento clave, fundamental para el sector, en el que Binance es uno de los principales también impulsores alrededor de la industria. Hasta aquí este tiempo para mirar la fotografía alrededor de cómo el CEO de Binance, aquí en exclusiva en Negocios Televisión, nos plantea esa mirada a medio y largo plazo. Buen día y buen negocio también a usted.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sin duda, un momento clave, un momento fundamental para el mercado cripto, un momento histórico con la aprobación de los ETFs, con la entrada de más inversores institucionales, con Bitcoin rozando máximos históricos y, por fin, con una administración que sí que mira por las criptomonedas y que además apuesta por ellas. Ya no solo Donald Trump, sino también ayer escuchábamos al vicepresidente de Estados Unidos, escuchábamos a J.D. Vance en una semana marcada por la conferencia de Bitcoin Las Vegas, no solo con J.D. Vance, también con Vivek Ramaswamy, con Michael Saylor, alguna de las principales figuras del mercado cripto, hablando en Las Vegas. Estamos a la espera de la Casa Blanca, pero antes vamos a conectar con el presidente ruso. Escuchamos a Vladimir Putin.
良き関係ができたことを指摘したいと思います。
Помню и свои поездки по его приглашению в Японию.
ご主人の招待で日本を何回も訪問したことを覚えております。
И видел, что он искренне стремился к полному восстановлению российско-японского сотрудничества и многое для этого делал.
ご主人は真摯にロ日関係の拡大のために努力されて。
Он продолжал в известной степени традицию своей семьи, потому что его отец придерживался такой же позиции, будучи министром иностранных дел Японии.
その分野においてご主人の先族の家族の伝統を継続されたことを知っておりますし、ご主人のお父さん